Good morning to all. First of all, I would like to thank Artan for making this event happen and for all of us to be here today. It is a great opportunity to be all together and to have this time in order to speak and to find different opinions in the market. So I will switch a little bit the subject since we are a satellite operator and a service provider as well. So my subject is to focus on the content and how we deliver content faster to the TV channels. This is a service that we have recently implemented through a new generation of satellites, which is called KSAT. So let me explain a little bit what is KSAT, what is the new spotter, and how we think that this service will really change and will be a game changer in the way that occasional use are being made today. So KSAT is a brand new satellite. It's called high throughput satellite. It was launched on December 2010. It is in the orbital position of 9 East. It is fully a broadband satellite, and it is operating in Ka band. That is the huge difference in the satellite itself. So KSAT has a different setup than all the normal satellites. It doesn't have one footprint, but it has 80 small spot beams that are covering Europe and the part of Africa. The total capacity of KSAT is not 70 gigabit anymore, since we made an upgrade in the system and we switched from 8 PSK to 16 APSK. So we are now at 90 gigabit, which is 35 to 40 times more capacity than a normal satellite. In order to succeed this setup, what we've done actually is reusing the frequencies. So as you see in the presentation, the frequencies are reused 20 times. This specific setup needs a different handling from the operator side. So we don't have anymore one uplink, one gateway, but we have 10 gateways, 2 of which are backup, that all of them are connected through a fiber ring. In between the fiber ring, we have some points of presence. It is important to say that we have in this setup points of presence, because that means that we can deliver all the data, whether this is IP, whether this is VoIP, whether this is TV, in the ground segment. So you can take whatever is transmitted from a POP and take it with a lease line to your studio and include it in your program. So these are the 8 points of presence that we have. 2 are in Italy, 2 are in France, 1 in Spain, 1 in UK, and 2 in Germany. Now, what we are calling occasional use through IP. This is what we are hoping it will change the way that IP transmissions are being done. In what way? In the way that the equipment used will be lighter and are lighter, as you will see in a few slides later. It is very fast, since you can book your session 15 minutes prior to the event, but also you can set up the equipment and start transmitting without having even a booked session. So even a reporter can have a suitcase, a transportable device with him. He can set it up in 5 minutes with an auto-pointing antenna. He can start transmitting, and in the meantime also book his fixed capacity session. So we are not hoping that only TV channels will use it for their crews, but also reporters that can travel throughout Europe with just one suitcase and transmit content throughout Europe instantly. And that is what we hope it will change the way that data and occasional use and breaking news are being transmitted to the channels. So this is one of the ways that the contribution is being made. There is fly away or a van or a car at the point of the event, which is really transmitting in IP with an encoder. The signal goes to the satellite, then it goes down to the ground segment, and again to the satellite, and it goes back to the studio. That is one of the setup. A different setup is what I said before. You go up to the satellite, then to the gateways, and from there to the point of presence where the channels can collect and put the signal inside their program. So what we are saying is that with this light configuration, you can really be more agile and you can really get faster to the event and start transmitting immediately. So the one thing is the light equipment, the light antennas. Sorry. Before you see that most of the TV channels have vans, we managed to set up this equipment to small cars, even to smarts, even to minis. So with this type of cars, you know that you can go everywhere. You don't have the volume of the car really being a problem to where you will set it up. So you can really reach very fast everywhere you want to reach. So how it is set up today, the transport stream that we give for this service, for this occasional use service, is up to 20 megabit that can be used either one way or can be shared in two ways. Because the other thing of this service is that it's two-way transmission. You can uplink and receive from the same point. So the reporter that is at the event, not only he can transmit data, but at the same time, he can be speaking with an intercom to the studio, so no need for a mobile, and at the same time, he can upload a text in social media, in Facebook, or in the TV channel website. So the applications that can be used and can be advantaged from this type of service are many. And to be honest, 20 megabit really means that you can transmit HD quality. Usually, this is not a service that you will need high definition quality, but the service is there, so if you want to use it, we can bring even high definition quality to this very light system. So this is one of the examples that an antenna is set up on a smart. This is a real car. I mean, if somebody of you were in IBC, you will have seen this car there. Of course, the back of the smart was full with decoders, encoders, and some racks, but still you can make it. And that is the beauty of this service. So what you need, what you really need, you need a camera, you need an encoder, and you need an antenna. So that's it. That's all that you need in the field in order to start transmitting. And you can be everywhere. The terminals that are used. We have three types of terminals. We have the standard terminals that are just an antenna of 77 centimeters for fixed communication. So this is an antenna that you cannot travel with because it needs to be set up. Although if you just need a contribution from your studio or from somewhere else, you can really set up this antenna and leave it there. I mean, BBC has done it in Athens. They just set up a 77 centimeter antenna and then they left it there. So the cost is really it is not an expensive antenna. The setup is very easy. The installation will not take you more than 10 minutes. So this is the one type of antennas that we have. We have, of course, the professional antennas, which is 1.2 meters, so a bigger, more robust antenna. with a different modem. The huge difference in the setup is the indoor unit, so the modem. The modem, the consumer modem, can uplink up to 10 megabit and receive up to 30 megabit, while the professional modems can uplink 20 megabit and receive up to 50 megabit. So you can understand that the difference is at the bit rate that each device can handle. Of course, the cost between them is not substantial, so somebody can start with a consumer antenna, and then if he wants later on, he can add and upgrade to a professional antenna. This is a special antenna made by Viasat based on Army standards, which is a casing that has inside a professional modem, which is fully waterproof for outside transmissions. This is the TRIA, the HPA of the transmit and receive. In the consumer modem, we have a 3-watt TRIA, while on the professional we have a 4-watt. Now, for those that need something transportable, we have two types of antennas. We have the standard flyaway antennas that have been approved in, I think, until now we have 3 approved antennas in flyaway. That is just one suitcase. While for vehicles, we have auto-tracking antennas. We have a standard 77-meter antenna, we have 1-meter antenna, and we have 1.2-meter antenna, all of them being auto-tracking. So some details about the size and pricing. Today we have a flyaway antenna made by IP Copter in the range of 5,000 euros, while the auto-tracking antennas start from 10,000 euros, more or less. This is a setup that we have made in a pilot van. So you can see all the setup inside the van, the intercom, the camera's mixer. I mean, this is more than a typical van. While we expect the people that will be using this kind of service will have a more simple setup. A camera, an encoder, and a PC, and that's it. So this is the van that we made together with Globecast. At the moment, we are trying to finalize our approval from EBU, so very soon we will have an EBU approval. I can tell you from all the tests that I have been, and I have been in a lot of testing, the quality of the service is really excellent. I mean, even in high definition transmitting games or water polo, which is a difficult sport to transmit, the quality is really equivalent to KU. And I can tell you that the price that you are paying for this service is 50 or 60% less than what you are paying for the same capacity in KU. So the pricing is really, really a game changer for the TV channels. So I have a couple of examples how you can really use the capacity. I mean, as I said before, you can uplink 20 megabit or share the capacity, uplink 5 megabit or uplink 15 megabit in a different stream. So in the one side, you will have your PC, you will have your intercom, you will have your live feed, and of course the encoder. And from the other side, you will have at the studio a decoder that the studio will be receiving the service. So the capacity really can be shared in applications and in different kind of services. You can do browsing while you are doing transmission. You can do VoIP calls. You can do whatever you like. It is up to you to handle your capacity and to set up your encoder to share or to set up this bit rate. This is a case this is a case that from the same van or the same terminal, more than one transmissions are going out. So, for example, you have a van at an event, and there is no other mean to transmit, and there are 2 or 3 reporters. You can put 2 or 3 encoders from the same side and transmit 3 different signals that later on can be split to the channels. So not only it can be a game changer for the channel itself, it can be a game changer for the people that are doing occasional use and are at the field and can serve more people at the same time. And all of them can be made with a simple booking. I mean, you can start transmitting without a booking, but you can do an online booking. You don't need to call Eutelsat or Skylogic. You don't need to do a lineup. You just enter to this website, this web application, and you simply set up your modem. You simply set up the time that you want to start the booking and the transmission, and everything is done. So you go to an event, you start transmitting, at the same time you do your booking, at the same time you have access to the internet and VoIP communication with your studio, something that I find extremely important and the future in the way that occasional use transmissions are being made. That is what I had to present. I hope you find it interesting. Thank you. Thank you.